session, and we're going to start with number 20 on tonight's agenda. Number 20, I think I got a whole bunch here together.
You could take, they're all preliminary resolutions. You could take
So we can take 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We can get these all together. They're all resolutions, ordering the preliminary plans and the specs for scheduled proposed assessments, and if you want me to read them out, I will, but they're, I think everybody saw on the agenda where they're all located. They go from National Avenue, and you're in Greenfield Avenue, Burnham Street, Manitoba, North City limits to Burnham.
This is for next year's project.
Yes.
You're just doing it.
Exactly.
Move for approval. on all of them.
Second.
So 20 through 25, the resolutions is moved to adopt. That was moved by Alderman Chaplesky and seconded by, I believe that was Alderman Ranky. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Oh, I was gonna.
Oh,
I just wanted to hear you read them. That was gonna be my
you
discussion.
were
but-
gonna make me read those. And I can do that.
No, I gotta be home by 10.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 26 on tonight's agenda is a resolution relative to accepting the proposal of Vermer, Wisconsin for the furnishing of a new 2013 Vermer stump cutter for the total sum of $27,348.
Another
Budget.
stump cutter?
It's a budget item.
Maybe for the ash trees?
I don't know.
Move to approve.
It's been moved by Alderman Ranky. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Weigel. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Number 27, resolution to accept the proposal of Kubota Tractor Corporation for furnishing a new 2013 Kubota tractor with more for the total sum of $16,316.40. Same
approval.
Budgeted.
Moved by Alderman Weigel, seconded by
Second.
Alderman Chaplesky. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Who was it? Alderman Rope?
Yes. I noticed a lot of them, well, the last two were new. And I know when Gordon Paprocki was on board, he was always chasing the one-year-old stuff. Is something different down there, or?
No, I mean, that was usually for the bigger trucks and bigger items when Gordy was doing that down
Okay.
there. I guess I'd have to go and look again.
it's a
Alderman,
fair
but
answer, but,
for the smaller items like this.
Because I know with the big Packers and everything, he was always chasing those, and,
Yes. Yeah, and he taught Jim Lou, the new person down there, very well. So.
okay, thank you.
I think on some of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think these companies come to them with a lot of that stuff. Hey, look what we have this, I believe, but.
Yes.
So I think it goes kind of back and forth with that. The salespeople stay pretty close probably with some of those people. With that, it's been moved by Alderman Weigel, seconded by Alderman Chaplesky. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 28 on tonight's agenda, resolution directing the staff to prepare an amendment to the storm water management system user
For
charge.
approval.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Chaplesky, seconded by Alderman Weigel. Further discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Alderman Rote.
What is it? Because John Stevel was trying to explain it to me this morning, and it was like,
Oh, okay.
I just didn't understand it, and I figured I'll talk to an engineer now.
Oh,
So I
now
can-
you're
so
really
further
confused.
further
Now you
complicate
don't have
things.
any idea.
Might also talk to an attorney.
Okay, got one here too.
What this is, we utilize a lot of Milwaukee County property, parkland and that for stormwater management. Probably up to, from Joe Birch, 97-98% of our stormwater eventually finds itself in some area, in some form or fashion on county property. You got the Root River, you got Greenfield, you got the Menominee River. This is all county properties that are benefiting us with stormwater related management and drainage. What this does is it directs us to basically come up with a new set of ordinances to acknowledge that and essentially give the county a credit for that in some form or fashion. Either they pay us first and then we hand over the check second, that's being discussed internally and legally, or we just outright give them a credit and don't even send them a bill every year and just say, forget it, that's it. So in summary,
Where
this
would
is
the
what this
check
doing.
originate from? MMSD?
No, this is from the county
Right.
paying us for our stormwater fees, and they're
Okay.
paying 20,000 a year, I believe, for
That's
that.
what I thought too.
But again, we are utilizing them for storage and drainage and everything, so it is essentially a little bit unfair. So with the counties pushing too, because they want it, they want the credit, we're gonna look into it and come back to you with a set of revised ordinances for your approval later.
Mr. Chairman, there's also about easements? We're looking
Yes,
for
there's also
easements?
part of this easements, yeah. We have other easements, for example, down at the Kinnickinnick River, basically almost in front of Vince's house over there. One example of our drainage going into that little creek there that's in total disrepair. And the county wanted an astronomical amount for a permit fee to have us fix it, basically. I mean, it is our sewer, and we have to do something to it. So this is part of it, you're absolutely right.
So you can give it easements, so we can go in there and take care of it.
Yeah. We want the easements for free,
Right.
so that's the,
So it's like the trade-off part.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman,
so the county is pursuing fees from us?
yes,
It sounded like?
Yes, they have, and that's one of the reasons why we basically stopped looking at repairing the sewer, for example, at Kinnickinnick, because that and their other requirements, and they were just astronomical.
I see.
I said, no, let it continue to deteriorate if that's your attitude. So we're hoping this all encompass all of our mutual interests.
Are they suggesting any amounts?
Well, their standard permit fee is $5,000, which is for just basically stamping a piece of paper and saying, okay, not bad.
I see.
Mr. Chairman,
yep.
so basically what we're doing is just trying to work some kind of peace agreement out so we're not battling with them. And there's enough things to argue over. I don't think we should be fighting this stuff. We should work it out with them. It's all the people's money, so.
Don't disagree.
So we're paying them, basically.
Not
But
yet.
but I should say, we give them, or they give us a certain amount of money, and now we're basically returning some of the money.
Basically, essentially, when this is all said and done, I envision that we'll be giving all of the $20,000 or whatever it is back to them. Because the percentages, I mean, if it comes out to 99.9%, I mean, we're not going to wrestle with $100.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah. Alderman White.
Mike, is it correct that we're essentially the only community that's that's charging them this stormwater fee?
They claim that, but I'm not sure about that. I know some communities have given up and just said, we're not going to charge you anymore.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 29, communication from the Director of Public Works City Engineer regarding changing policy of street parking during snow emergency.
I did send this out earlier. Hopefully everyone had a chance to take a look at it. Essentially 3 points. When it comes to local street, keep on the same side of the street when a snow emergency is declared. I'm looking to just throw that out the window, and people on local streets will continue their alternate side parking just as they, in the winter, just as they do in the summer. And I think that will eliminate, hopefully, that'll eliminate a vast amount of confusion out there. Second part of that is to declare snow emergencies when they're needed, or when we think they might be needed, earlier than what we have been doing out there. That's a two-edged sword, because sometimes you call it too early, and the weather on that pond out there changes, and all of a sudden I look like a real dope for calling it. But that's the chance that we'll have to take to get the word out earlier to people. And we did make a couple mistakes on that last year, frankly. And the third one is, and we have not talked to the police department on this yet, but I'm sure, as usual, we've always had excellent cooperation from the police department, is to, instead of concentrating on the major roadways getting cars out of the way, just because there's 1 or 2 cars parked on Lincoln Avenue, that makes very little difference in our snow plowing operations. What really impacts us is when we have a number of cars parked on the smaller local streets. And we want to make an impression on those people that if they're going to bet on they're not going to get a ticket and get towed, that maybe that's not a good bet, and maybe they should move their car and get them out of the way.
Mr. Chairman.
Alderman Chapleski.
Okay. So this should alleviate the problem of someone getting home, parking on the even side of the street when they're supposed to, going to bed, and 2 hours later, we call a snow emergency for the other side of the street.
Well, it depends on what time they go to bed.
Well, so if you call a snow emergency after 12 o'clock, then you're saying everybody should be on the other side of the street? Because you got, I would say 90% of the people that are parked there,
At 12 midnight?
yes.
Oh, no, that, the whole intent here is to call this, whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna call it in the early or afternoon. When people are, to give people a chance that when they come home from work, that they'll have an idea of what they're supposed to be doing. I'm not calling, unless we really get walloped, and if we do,
Well-
no, all bets are off anyway. Calling snow emergencies at 12 midnight.
Right, okay, so, but what I'm saying is that if someone comes home and, let's say it's even day, so they park on the even side of the street and go home, eat, and go to bed, you know, if we call snow emergency an hour later, then it would be for the even side of the street?
No,
Or-
I'm just not gonna call it that late. I mean, if we're talking about normal circumstances where we have a reasonable idea that we're gonna get impacted early evening, overnight,
So
I'm
you'd
gonna be
late
calling
afternoon?
in late afternoon.
Okay, good, because that's been the problem we've been
That
having.
has been a problem, yeah.
You know,
I realize
and,
that.
you know, and the people I think are right, and,
They,
but we had a reason why we did it, so.
yeah, I can't
it's one
say
of
they're
those
wrong.
things, so, yeah, and so it's just like, just one of the things, okay, good.
And you're the one impacted probably more than anybody up in the first district. Alderman Weigel?
So let me understand this correctly. So even if there is a snow emergency, the cars still need to get moved every 24 hours.
They have to still comply with nighttime parking.
The
alternate
nighttime
side
parking regulations,
Right.
because
Yeah.
currently, right now, the snow emergency would freeze at, okay. So I guess the problem I see is sometimes they get really walloped by one of these storms. People are gonna have to dig out their car every day. And their cars could be plowed in every day. They could dig their car out on one side of the street,
I mean, if we,
move it over to the other side like they're supposed to, and the plows come through again, and plow them in again on the other side of the street. I guess that happens already anyways, but,
Yeah,
that should be.
it'd be one heck of a-
and we've taken a long time and spent a lot of energy educating our citizens on what our current rules are. I just want to make sure we make our best effort possible to let them know that we're changing the rules. I mean, the city newsletter just came out, it's quarterly.
I wanted to put this in the mail because I want people.
Yeah,
because I
people
really
need-
don't.
People,
I don't think
we need
they
it, we
always
need this to
see
be
it.
a news story. You know, people need to be talking about this, that we're changing the regulation, that what they've been used to for 20 years, 30 years,
Been on the books a long time.
40 years, that we're doing something different. I guess that's gonna be my biggest concern.
Mr. Chairman.
Alderman Jablonski?
Okay, the only thing I'll say to that is that even though it's been here forever, people still don't
Oh, I
understand.
understand, some people haven't been
And so
understanding.
I
I
don't
get
think it's a
that.
matter that much, and I think when people buy their night parking permits, let's get a letter to them at that time, because then they'll know exactly what's going on. Because those are the people that are impacted, the people that park at night, so. that's all I have.
And I'm also hoping that ignorance is bliss, where people will just continue to alternate
Move
side
this
parking.
way, right.
Don't even
I-
tell them it's a snow emergency. It's a secret emergency.
And of course, that is one of the complaints, where if you're parking on one side of the street, their side of the street never gets plowed.
Yeah.
So this will hopefully
This will.
alleviate some of that.
Has its blessing.
It is a communication, we're looking to approve and to place on file. Is there,
So moved.
okay,
Second.
Second.
Alderman Chapletsky, it was actually seconded by Alderman Ranky. Further discussion? With that,
Mr. Chair,
Alderman
Did
Ranky?
we have a lot of problems that you're changing the policy after all these years?
Yeah, I think I got my head beat in pretty well last year.
Okay, all right. We don't
I
want
heard.
that to happen. All right, thank you.
Do you let the snow hit the ground in the 5th District? I wasn't certain if you
I
allowed
thought they
that.
had heating coils there.
I thought you didn't allow that.
Snow up there.
With that, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Number 30 on tonight's agenda is a communication from the Director of Public Works, City Engineer, recommending on behalf of the Mayor's Office, Health Department, Development Departments to rebuild the damaged area of the Farmers Market as
Move
close
for
to the...
approval.
Moved by Alderman Chapletsky.
Second.
Second, that was a kind of a tie. We'll give it to Weigel.
Okay.
Seconded by Alderman Weigel. Further discussion, anybody?
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Alderman Rowe.
There was discussion, or actually a newspaper article a month ago, which kind of stirred things up a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
And how accurate was that? I mean, does this person have enough insurance? Is there enough to cover it?
Well, right now, I believe this, Paul here? No. The state insurance, or the property insurance that we have through the state of Wisconsin is going to have told us that they are gonna cover the repairs. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna go after the insurer and the other person in there. And that's perfect for us, because then we don't have to do, I mean, we just, and this is a minor thing, but we have to pay out the construction costs first, and then they reimburse us, but who cares? So it's a perfect situation for us.
Further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman,
it was mentioned that we are going to seek the help of an architect.
Yes, we do.
Why is this necessary? Because we just had the market redone
Yeah.
with architectural plans.
But we need those architectural plans back again to make these repairs. I don't have any architects on staff, and this is clearly architectural work. And there'd be some licensing problems with the state of Wisconsin, and if we dabbled in things that we're not supposed to dabble with. For us to reutilize their plans and try to build it would have some ethical and certainly some legal issues involved in that.
And so that's why we had to call in an architect.
Yeah. In fact, I'm looking at basically hiring the same, it was Barrientos to redo it, since they've got all the information and you know, they did it the first time. And as I told Norman, the president, over email, that we expect a pretty favorable price, since he should have all this information already.
Mr. Chair?
Do we bid that out then? I'm sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Finished.
I'm not planning on taking proposals on that unless Barrientos comes back with a unreasonable price. It's just too easy for everybody involved to have them go out there and redo it for us.
So will we have staff do it? I mean, our own staff?
No, it's Barrientos, the architect who originally did that, and they will be providing us with the plans and specifications so we can bid it out. We'll be bidding it out of my office, and
Right.
with Barrientos' help, we'll be overseeing the reconstruction.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Roy?
There's a gentleman from the health department that would like to speak.
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm Dan Corlesi from West Allis Health Department, and I know initially after the roof collapse, there was some discussion about putting in seating for, dining area, outdoor dining area at the market and that kind of thing. And one of the reasons that we wanted to recommend, from the health department perspective, that it be rebuilt was because, maintaining the tradition of our market. And having said that, actually one of our vendors is here, and they missed the chance to speak during citizen participation, and they wanted to just voice their opinion on, the overall process and what's gonna happen down at the market. And they actually are the farmers that had their stalls wiped out. So I just wanted to get your attention and give them an opportunity to maybe address you guys.
Anybody in the committee have a problem with that?
No.
I don't either. So, yes, state your name and your address if you'd be so kind, and just stand up and speak away.
My name's Tom Treppinger. This is my dad, Tom Treppinger, and this is my grandma, Mary Treppinger, and I'm a third generation farmer and from selling at the West Allis Market. I guess our concerns was we've been there for like 25 years, and a little worried that we read the newspaper article that if it wasn't rebuilt, what would we do? And we waited on a waiting list for 10 years, my grandma and my dad did, to get into the market, and waited a few more years to get this stall, or the stall that we have now that was knocked down. And it's a really great stall. It's been good to us, and the people of West Allis have been great to us. And we're just concerned that if it's going to be rebuilt, what are we going to do? And I have kids at home, triplets actually, that are hoping that can sell in this stall someday. And I don't know.
I guess our main concern is this is a farmer's market, it's not a street vendor's market, is what we're looking at. And that's where the article, like we all read, I guess, is we were afraid our salt was gonna be eliminated, so that's what, I guess that's why we're here. And we want it to stay as a farmer's market, not street vendors. And if they want seating, there's plenty of room along that sidewalk there. They can take out some of those in between the posts and put seating there if they wanted to do that.
We've talked with some of the other farmers in the area too. You know, adding the food vendors is nice. It, you know, it gives the people shopping for their fruits and vegetables a chance to, you know, maybe buy a taco or what they're selling out there. But, you know, most of the customers that we've talked to come to the market for their fruits, their vegetables and stuff like that. And one idea that we kind of thought is seating along the outside wall. If you know, we put some posts in the ground and put like a 2x12 or something for people to sit on, and then they could use the actual foundation of the market now as like a backrest, and I think that would pretty much take care of the seating idea, and still we'd have our salt to sell in.
Well, my belief is that with this resolution, I think your wish is going to become accurately true. That the mayor, the city engineer, the health department, they also are saying the same thing, that they do want it put back as close to its original as possible. So I'm not foreseeing, I don't believe, too many changes there at all. So I think your wish is going to be granted, I believe. And I think the members on the committee are going to vote here in probably within a minute or so, and I think that's going to be your little stamp of approval, but that's the way it's probably going to go.
So that sounds great to me. Maybe I can sleep a little better at night.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, Alderman Chapleski?
are we planning on this done before the farmer's market opens next year?
That's my intent, to start construction as soon as spring starts,
Okay,
as soon as we can.
so you should be there next year, so.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yep, Alderman
I just
Ranky?
want to say, the market in West Allis is an icon. It's an icon, and we're very proud of it. We're very proud of all the farmers. I was there this weekend, in fact, purchasing a lot of your produce, and we don't plan on changing it, as far as I'm concerned. The health department does a marvelous job of mentoring, taking charge, and we all are in agreement that it should remain as is.
We're proud to sell there too, you know.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
People say, you know, from our neighborhood, I'm from Palmyra, I got my farm in Palmyra, and my dad, my grandma from Waterford, and people ask us in our hometown, where do you sell your stuff? You know, well, we go to West Dallas Farmers Market. And even people in Palmyra know that where the West Dallas Farmers Market is. They've been there, or their neighbor goes there, or their grandma's been there, or something.
Well, we even knew we had to put another parking lot in there, so.
Okay.
With that, we had a motion from Alderman Chapleski and Alderman Weigel to approve the communication as stated and to do just basically as your wishes are. So with that, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 30 on tonight's agenda, resolution to approve the bid of Lalande Contractors Incorporated for construction of an asphalt parking lot curb, concrete gutters, storm sewer, pavement, marking, landscaping, utility adjustments in the Chalet parking lot located at 6215 West National Avenue in the city of West Dallas in the amount of $185,860.90. Mike?
I need this amended contingent on the city owning, getting the property. Right now, we do
So we
not.
don't know.
And we talked with Scott Post today during the mayor's meeting. He was fine with that. I mean, this is all based on contingent that we own the property.
I'll move for approval as amended.
The motion's been made by Alderman Chapleski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Ranky. So the motion is adopt the resolution as amended, that only if we get the property from Milwaukee County. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Rowe.
how many spaces are we getting for 185 grand?
I think it's 17 or 18.
Yeah, about 18. Yeah,
Okay, and then we own it.
Not yet.
not yet.
No, we win.
We will.
And then we plow it, we paint it, we stripe it, we,
Pull the weeds.
Sometimes.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Alderman Ranky.
I guess I was taken aback with the amount that is being expended in the event that we get this property, is just the going rate, I would say, when you pave a parking lot or build a parking lot in its structure.
Yes.
This is what you pay.
Mr. Chair?
This
Who was
will
that?
service
Hang on.
how many businesses?
I don't know, I mean, it would be just the surrounding businesses, I would imagine. I don't know how many might be there that might utilize it, but again, I think it was 17, 18 spaces.
Mr. Chair? Is that Alderman Weigel? Or Alderman Rowe? Alderman Rowe?
Again. In my understanding, this is all block grant money, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And is this gonna be for businesses only, or is this gonna be for anybody? I mean, we could end up with 17 cars of all tenants down there, filling it up.
Mr. Chair, if I could?
Yeah, Alderman Weigel?
I think if it's gonna be managed like most of our other public lots, it'll be like no parking from, and we could change the parking hours. We could make it 2-hour parking, make it 4-hour parking, that's entirely up to us. But the public lots are typically no parking from like 2 AM to 6 AM, or there may be a permit available. That's what we have in the downtown. We have various, some lots are 2 hours, some lots are 4 hour, and that's certainly something that I think we should look at, you know.
I know I'm a little bit ahead there.
No, but you're right, it's a good question. Who's gonna use it and how's it gonna be used? You know, but you're right, you want it certainly, it shouldn't be just free parking for someone to keep their sailboat there, you know, for, weeks on end.
Absolutely.
All those
Alderman
first
Gillespie?
district guys with their yachts.
I remember when we did the lot on 62nd and Orchard, you know, and we had talked about what should the hours be, and we do basically have a standard, don't we, for our parking lots? And so that's probably, we're
Yeah,
just
whatever
gonna
it is.
go by our regular standard that we have, you know, and, you know, if one of the employers or something wants to park there, they're gonna have to move it or something every so often, because it's only allowed for so many hours. It's, you know, mainly for customer parking, and, you know, hopefully we have the bakery there, which we hope by having this, will attract somebody to open a bakery there again. We got the coffee shop opening up across the street, you know, and kinda helps the whole neighborhood.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman
will we
Rankin?
have permits available if people want to park there overnight?
We could, if you want to.
Yeah, we can. We, to my knowledge, nobody has discussed what we're actually gonna have for parking limits, if any, here on this. I guess I always envision it would be whatever the lot at 62nd, the old one that we built, and
Right,
I'd have to drive by there again to see what we've got there.
I see.
But obviously, you can do as you wish.
It's a
There's limit-
possibility then.
There's restricted hours to that lot, the one adjacent to it.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
almost positive.
Yeah, there is. There's somebody call and complain. So I know there is.
Any further discussion on item number 31? And that is, again, is adopted as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are going to have a closed session. We're also going to have a joint small committee meeting. However, for the closed session, we need the cameras and the everything else to be off. So we're going to wait for that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to